They say fiction can inspire, but in this chilling case, a TV show didn't just inspire, it became the blueprint for murder. It was January 24th, 2014, in the quiet town of Oxted, Surrey, England. A 17-year-old student named Stephen Miles lived an ordinary life, or so it seemed. Stephen had an obsession, the TV series Dexter. In the show, Dexter Morgan is a forensic blood spatter analyst by day and a serial killer by night, murdering those he deems evil. Stephen idolized Dexter, and eventually, his obsession took a dark turn. Stephen had been dating Elizabeth Thomas, also 17. Elizabeth was vibrant, friendly, and had a bright future ahead of her. No one suspected that behind Stephen's shy exterior, something far more sinister was brewing. Friends later said Stephen had been acting increasingly withdrawn and strange in the weeks before the tragedy. On that horrifying day, Stephen lured Elizabeth to his family home. Once inside, in his bedroom, he attacked her with a kitchen knife, stabbing her multiple times. What happened next mirrored the scenes of Dexter. Stephen used tools from his father's shed to dismember Elizabeth's body, carefully wrapping her remains in cling film and bin bags, just as Dexter would do to his victims before dumping them. But unlike the TV show, Stephen didn't dispose of the body. The horror stayed within the family home. Stephen confessed to his sister shortly after the crime, and she immediately alerted their mother. The police were called, and Stephen was arrested at the scene. When questioned, Stephen claimed that a fictitious figure named Ed, an alternate personality, had ordered him to commit the murder. However, despite his history of mental health issues, investigators concluded that Stephen knew exactly what he was doing. In court, the judge said, "This is one of the most gruesome cases I have ever encountered in my career." Stephen Miles pleaded guilty to murder and was sentenced to life in prison, with a possibility of parole after 25 years. The tragedy devastated Elizabeth Thomas's family and the small town of Oxted, forever linking a brutal, real-world horror to a fictional TV fantasy. Fictional characters stay on screen, but when reality crosses the line into obsession, the consequences can be deadly. If you found this story chilling, subscribe for more real-life cases that are stranger than fiction.